So Mark, you've tested both of these blockbuster drivers for 2020, but which one?
I don't know. So let's do it.
And let's do it now. Hi everyone, James Robinson here. If you're new to the channel and this is your first time watching my content, first of all guys, welcome to the channel. Second of all, Mark, welcome back to the channel.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm very good, thanks James.
Good. How excited are you about this?
I'm very excited. Two nice new golf clubs that have come out this year. I've tested both of them separately.
Yeah.
And now we're going to have a look at them against each other.
Absolutely. So we've got the Sim Max by TAYLORMADE and we've got the Mavrik by Callaway. So two very similar products in the kind of middle of the pack. It's not the actual Sim with the weight forward, it's not the Sub-Zero Mavrik with the weight forward, but it's not the Max or the D-Type.
No. Okay.
Also guys, if you are new here, make sure you do hit that subscribe button below, that way you won't miss any of the great golf related content, just in case I missed it, Mark. So before you go into this, because we have tested the Mavrik today, we tested the Sim last week, maybe a few weeks ago,
Yeah.
Do you have any hypothesis on how this is going to go? Can I note that down as well, that word?
Hypothesis, that's a very good word. That's yes. A proposal to be tested. I know that I struggled to hit the Sim any great distance when I did it, but my swing was not very good. Whereas I seem to be hitting the Mavrik very well earlier when I tried it. So I can't hypothesize because they both need to be swung at the same time.
You're stealing my word.
They need to be both tested against each other at the same time, so you get the same swing pattern.
Absolutely. I think this is something which, if you are testing drivers, if you are going to buy a new driver this year, then make sure you test things on the same day. Make sure you test them in different occasions as well. So don't just kind of go in and I know a lot of kind of shops and golf pros and salespeople will be screaming watching this video saying, no, just test it and buy it. But it's a lot of money, isn't it?
It is a lot of money, yeah. So you need to get the one that's right for you.
Absolutely. So for me, I'm in a lucky position where I'm going to get fitted for a few different drivers and then go and test those. Make sure you do get fitted, guys. Go and get fitted for not just a Callaway driver, not just a TaylorMade driver, not just a Titleist, not just a Ping, not just a PXG. Go and get tested. Test them all. Have a bit of fun while you're testing them.
Dead right, yeah.
I think I need to calm down, don't I?
Calm down. Calm down. Calm down.
Have we done enough talking?
I think you've done enough talking, so let's do some hitting.
Come on, Mark, you talk a lot.
So, two clubs, going to hit about 5 shots with each,
6, yeah.
5 or 6 with each one. So we'll see how they go against each other and take it from there. Cool. So, Sim Max first.
Yeah. Interestingly, Mark, I'm going to just start talking again. Sorry, guys. But a test like this isn't just about performance, is it?
No.
It's a lot of it's how does it feel?
Feel,
how does it look?
touch, sound.
Exactly. So I'll stop talking now.
Yeah.
Just wanted to get that in really, more than anything.
I mean, the obvious first thing is the head.
Yeah.
When I tested the Mavrik, I was saying it looked understated, which I was pleased at. It was nice. This one is definitely not understated.
It's loud.
But it's very cool. It looks sleek and nicely designed.
Yeah.
So there's a definite difference there. So as we see already, my lessons, my work on my swings obviously changed because I wasn't hitting anything like that when we actually did
absolutely. And for people who haven't watched the video on the Mavrik, we did kind of go into at depth what you are working on and what we're trying to achieve with that. So make sure you check that out. But I think you're doing well, Mark. I think it's good. I think we're picking up a little bit of distance, which is always nice. Yeah. And we don't need to talk them through about how to get a lesson, do we? Because everyone knows. Oh, there we go.
Wow.
There we go.
That's a big one.
Nearly got me with the tea as well. Oh, well out. Right. So Mark, when you are testing a driver or hitting a driver or playing golf with a driver, all of the above, what is it you look for? Do you look for anything in particular with the club or?
It's all about being confident with playing the shot.
Yeah.
Whatever that might be for you as an individual. So for me, looking at the club and feeling happy with it in my hands, the weight the weight profile of the club is always quite big for me.
Yeah.
As well, so it feels. Does it feel comfortable in your hands when you're swinging it? Are you trying to fight some of the weight in the turns and so on? So it's all about getting confidence from that touch, weight, look, and feel on it.
Should say as well, we have both these drivers on around 9.5 or as close as we can get to it.
Yeah.
Very nice, Mark. So Mark, rather than just hitting 6 at a time, we've hit 4. Now I want you to go and hit 4 with the Mav, or Mavrik. We're not on nickname terms because it's just a Mavrik, isn't it? Thoughts on the spelling of Mavrik?
Well, it's definitely Mavrik as opposed to Mavrik. But apart from that,
it's just a horrible.
It's just a word.
It's just a horrible colour, isn't it?
It's just a word, and it's a very fast, dynamic colour. Interesting. I think that was definitely. This feels much lighter in the swing than the sim does.
And like you said, a weight profile to you is a big thing, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. So I think it caught me out a little bit. Doesn't sound very good. It hasn't gone very far.
That's one of mine, Mark. Oh no, it's coming back. We're okay.
That was quite a low level, something or other, wasn't it?
Any thoughts on the difference in kind of sound now we've hit a couple of each?
I think I prefer the sound to this than the sim. They're quite close for me in here anyway.
Yeah.
I think it's much more of a snap sound from this one, and it's more of a clunk sound from the sim. Yeah. For me.
Right, let's go one more, Mark, with this, and then we'll go 2 with sim, then 2 with Mavrik.
Yeah.
Very nice, Mark. That was a better swing, wasn't it? Right, so we're going to go once again sim. Trying to keep this test as kind of fair as possible so that it's not just 6 then 6, because that can then be, well, one was a warm-up, one was getting tired.
That's right, yes, yeah, exactly. And this is slightly heavier than that, so I didn't hit that very well. Now it's the other way around.
Yeah, okay. Oh, you're hiding that in the corner, are you, so no one sees it?
What? Hiding what in the corner?
Definitely something about that sim, you know. I know I'm getting the feeling that you're airing towards the Callaway, but looking at that, it wasn't quite a 4 left shout, but the grouping's very, very nice.
Yeah, it's working, isn't it?
Interesting.
Okay,
very interesting, yeah. So that's 6. So now we're going to go. Now we're going to go back to Mark with the Mavrik. You know, one thing I'm really pleased about, Mark, you're just kind of embracing at the moment that left to right shot, which I think people can learn from. So, like we always say that whenever we do these videos, it's very similar to playing golf, isn't it? In a way that you've got to, whatever swing you've got to go with it. And you're doing that really well, actually, I think.
Yes, going nicely.
Last time we said, right, I'm really going to try and smash this one. Let's do it.
Let's do it now.
There we are. There we are. So Mark, you've hit a dozen shots, half a dozen each with the Sim Max and half a dozen each with the Mavrik. Before we look at the numbers and look at the data, thoughts?
Thoughts. I like both clubs. I hit both clubs pretty well.
Yeah.
I definitely thought inside I preferred the Mavrik. It just felt nicer to swing in my hands than the Sim did. The Sim felt a little bit heavy.
Yeah.
But so inside, I'd probably go for the Mavrik. It was a nice swing. It felt right. I felt as though I could go after the ball. Because of the greater weight in the sim, I'm not sure as how confident I'd be to go after the ball because of the weight.
That's something that maybe a fitting could sort out as well, potentially.
Definitely, absolutely, yeah. So yeah, I'd certainly like to test both of them out on the course.
And that is something we will do. So a lot of people do comment saying, "Oh, why are you always inside?" Because we're in England.
We're in England,
and it's February.
It's very wet and cold.
It's horrible out there. So as soon as the summer comes, we'll be out there. We'll test all these under the sunshine, and we'll put some shot traces on it. It'll be beautiful for you. So I think there's one thing left to do, Mark.
Let's look at the numbers.
Let's do it. So as always, we will start with dispersion, and just like I said, a lot of Mark's shots there, heavily left to right, and he's sort of embracing that today, which I'm quite a fan of. One thing I'd worry about here is the fluctuation in trajectories and in launch angles, but if we look at the sim, apart from that last one, which was actually a very good shot anyway, I'm quite happy with those. Everything's very, very similar. We're kind of splitting hairs a little bit. I think the trajectory is a lot more consistent with the Sim Max as opposed to the Mavrik. But really, I think we've got to say the Sim Max takes that, Mark, have we?
Yeah.
Yeah? Happy with that? But how have they both performed? What about the numbers? So we're going to start with the Sim Max. 244, 263, 231, 244, 258, 243 carries, and that gives us an average of 247 carry with a 254 total, an average clubhead speed of 104.9, which is right about on Mark's number, and an average ball speed of 145. Average spin 3,380. Now this is something which we are trying to get down for Mark in his overall game. That's definitely going to help him and definitely going to get him more distance. What about the Mav? Because he loved this in the review. The Mav 237, 220, which was a bad one, that is going to bring the averages down, to be fair. 232, 249, 249, 256, and that last one was a great shot. That's gone 270 yards nearly down the fairway. So an average carry of 241, an average total of 251, which if we do compare that to the sim, ever so slightly down, then that bad shot at number 2 is bringing that down. Out of the sake of argument, if we did take that out, 245 as opposed to 247, so it still beat it anyway. We'll put that back in. An average clubhead speed of 103, so that's down ever so slightly on the sim, and an average ball speed of 144.7. Average spin again quite high at 3257. Right, now you've had a chance to look at the numbers, and we've all divulged the numbers a little bit. I'd like to say actually before we kind of do a proper roundup, you hit the Mavrik miles better than that in its own test. So if you've not seen that, go and check it out. But this is the beauty of testing. So if you're going to test something, you can't just say, well, that went really well, so now let's hit the sim, because that wouldn't have really been fair.
No, it wouldn't have been.
What are your thoughts?
Well, I think that, broadly speaking, the numbers are very, very similar.
They are, yeah.
There's not enough to choose between them on the numbers.
Yeah.
The dispersion and the ball flight, the sim comes across as much better.
Yeah.
So it pushes ahead on stats. But I still quite like the Mavrik.
Yeah.
So looking forward to playing outside of them and hitting a few balls outside just to see whether these numbers translate into.
Which one's in pole position? One word.
Mavrik.
Okay. That's all I want to know, isn't it, at this moment in time? Guys, thank you so much for watching. Mark, thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate it. Always a pleasure. Guys, if you are new here, please make sure you do consider hitting that subscribe button below. Leave us a like if you enjoyed that content. Comment below, Mavrik or Sim. I'm a bit like you. I'm on the fence a little bit.
Yeah.
But apart from that, guys, we'll see you tomorrow.
See ya.